Good Friday morning, folks. Garry here from GBL-The Old Church, 5 Acre Homestead. We made it through. We made it through another week. Friday again. Time to put out the garbage. But look, we've got 2 containers full today. We missed last Friday. Miss Betty and I were in St. John's last Friday attending my pre-retirement seminar. So we missed the garbage. So we have 2 full containers to put out to the curb this morning. Getting ready to go to school this morning. Gonna start up my truck there now. So let's do that together. Lock it up, Mr. Garry. There we go. That's great that you can warm up, and we'll be leaving very, very shortly. Let's get those garbage cans out to the curb. And I want to tell you a little bit about this past week. Okay, let's get this one out. It's blowing hard this morning, so I don't know if the wind is interfering with the voice this morning. But once I get these garbage containers out to the curb this morning, I'll tell you a little bit about this past week. Like I said, we missed last week. Hopefully the garbage man will take those 2 containers. A lot of snow and ice built up over the last few days. Here we go. I'm heading off now very, very soon. A very, very busy week at school. I was able to get into the shop this week with my students. And later this afternoon during my commute home, I want to talk to you about my 2 shop classes. Had a really, really good time with my students. It was great getting out into the shop. So I'll tell you all about the shop courses later this evening on our commute home. For now, folks, I want you to take a listen to the forecast earlier this week. This is Wednesday, November the 16th, but the forecast is not looking all that great for the rest of this week. Take a listen to this forecast this morning.
Gander area and Grand Falls Windsor area will have cloudy skies with a chance of flurries this morning, then a mix of sun and cloud. Winds gusting to 40 this morning, a high of -1, wind chills making it feel like -11. Now, special weather statements for central Newfoundland, and depending on where you are, that depends on what you're going to get at this point. Significant wind possible, 80-kilometer-an-hour gusts reaching 100 kilometers in some coastal areas. That begins Thursday morning, persists until early Friday morning. For Grand Falls, Windsor area, Green Bay, White Bay, Buckins, and the interior, it's significant snowfall and wind possible. 10 to 15 centimeters for central Newfoundland, again with those 80-kilometer-an-hour gusts, especially in coastal areas. That will begin overnight tonight and persist until Friday morning.
It is Thursday morning, November the 17th. The forecast of yesterday was pretty right. Just take a listen. You can hear the ice pellets, the freezing rain hitting my front windshield. It's still quite early. It is 6:39 a.m. this morning, -2 degrees, and I am headed off to school. The schools are all open, so my commute that normally takes about an hour is probably going to take about an hour and a half this morning. I pulled over here just to make sure that my truck was in 4-wheel drive, and if you look at my dash, it does show that it is. So I'm going to take my time, head off to school, and hopefully I'll get there safely. See you very, very soon. A very, very nasty commute, ladies and gentlemen. Garry here from GBL-The Old Church, 5 Acre Homestead. I'm stopped at that usual place that I've been stopping at now for quite a while. I've been driving now for nearly 1 hour. The last time I did a little clip was 6:38. It's now 7:36. So a couple of more minutes, and I will have been driving for about an hour. A nasty, nasty morning. I'm pulled over here now, obviously. I'm not driving. The Trans-Canada Highway was terrible. The road through Gamble was terrible. And I suspect the next 20 minutes, next 30 minutes of my drive will be equally terrible. I'm going to get out and see if I can do a closer look at the roads and the weather conditions for you. Give me a second here, folks. It's not very nice. Okay, so as I said, I'm stopped in that usual place on my way to Hair Bay this morning. Not a nice morning. It's been a white-knuckle driving experience for me this morning. I've been driving for about an hour. The temperature has warmed up just a couple of degrees, making the roads extremely slick in both directions now. This is the direction back toward Gamble, and if I turn this way, this is the direction toward Hare Bay and my school. Going to be a nasty half hour of driving now. The roads are extremely slick. I hope there's been no accidents because, as I said, a terrible, terrible drive this morning. I'll talk to you later though, folks. See ya. I'm pulled over in that exact same location that I've been pulling over now for the last several videos, in the same location just outside of Hare Bay on my way to school. This is Friday morning now, and I just want to show you the time, just to let you know that it is around the exact same time. I was here yesterday morning. It was 7:36, I do believe. And just look now, it's 7:39, and the temp is 2 degrees. Just outside of Hare Bay, on my way to work, and just look at the road conditions. The roads are completely bare. Yesterday, when I was here 24 hours ago, these roads were covered in snow and ice, and the roads were extremely slick and slippery, and it was actually very, very dangerous commuting to work. But today, no troubles at all. I don't even have my truck in four-wheel drive this morning. It's going to be a great commute heading into work. See you soon. Hi, how are you doing? Garry here. Garry here. I'm getting ready to turn on to the Trans-Canada. Come to a stop, Mr. Garry. Put on your signal. Wait for those couple of cars to go past here now. Can't go out into traffic until it's safe to do so. Let's go. Well, folks, we made it. We made it to the end of Friday. This is the end of my 11th week. My last 11th week of teaching and being the vice principal at my school. Heading home now to relax this evening and enjoy this coming weekend. Had a great week. It was an awesome week. Yesterday was terrible. The weather yesterday was something else. It was quite shocking, the road conditions and the weather yesterday. But I made it to work safe and sound, and I made it home yesterday safe and sound as well. And I commuted in this morning. It was gorgeous. It was beautiful this morning, weather-wise, and it's certainly really, really nice now heading home. I'm gonna pull over here on the side of the road, and I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see the scenery that I'm seeing as I'm driving. So give me a second here to pull over safely, and then we can chat about this past week. Well, I mentioned this morning, folks, that I wanted to talk to you about my shop courses. I'm teaching 2 shop courses, skilled trades and residential construction. I have lots of students in each course. We've spent the last 3 months pretty much learning about safety around the shop, safety with power tools, and that kind of stuff. So we've pretty much finished all of that. And this week, my 11th week, we were able to get out into the shop and begin a multi-skills project. The kids are really, really enjoying it too. We've had a couple of classes now for each of those courses. The kids are learning basic electrical, they're learning drywall, they're learning about studs and constructing walls. So they're having lots and lots of fun being out in the shop, using their hands, using the tools safely, and that's what those courses are all about anyway. But it was very important to get the safety stuff done first, which we've done, and the kids are now, like I said, going to be spending the rest of the year out into the shop doing various projects, using power tools and using various wood supplies and wood products. So it's going to be a lot of fun over the next little while. I wish I could bring you some video. I wish I could bring you some pictures of actually being out into the shop teaching, but for privacy reasons and things like that, I cannot. So that's just too bad. But you'll have to be satisfied with me explaining it to you and telling you all about it. It is quite exciting and quite interesting, I must say, to get out into the shop. So overall, a great 11th week, my last 11th week of teaching. Had a ball. I didn't, as I said, enjoy the commute yesterday, but I was able to make it to work safely and make it home. You know, the most important thing about commuting in bad weather is to take your time. And I have a good truck here. My truck is pretty good. I was able to put my truck into 4-wheel drive and take my time. Even though the speed limit on the Trans-Canada Highway says 100 kilometers an hour, it doesn't mean you have to go 100 kilometers an hour. What it means in bad weather, in slippery weather, in winter, stormy weather, is to drive as comfortable as you can and as safely as you can. And yesterday it took me about an hour and 40 minutes to get to school, where it normally takes me around 50 minutes to 1 hour. So that's it. That all comes with it. But very, very soon, I won't have to do it, right? Because my year is coming to a close very, very quickly. 1/4 of my last year now is pretty much over, folks. Heading home now to enjoy the weekend and to relax. Before I stop this video, my last 11th week of teaching, I want to say to you, thank you so much for being with me, and I hope you are enjoying these last few videos that I've been recording about my last year of teaching. Again, thank you always. Thank you for liking our videos. Thank you for supporting GBL-The Old Church, 5 Acre Homestead. Thank you for making those wonderful comments that we respond to, each and every one. And thank you always for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Garry, folks, signing out. Thank you again, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now. Have a safe weekend, everyone.